What's up, VCs, founders, and the entrepreneurs? You've made it, and you're here. It's Venture Daily with me, Peter Saddington. Today, we have a great show. And I'll tell you why I always think it's a great show because it's stuff that I want to talk about. But I was at the gym, guys. Let's just jump right into it. Good morning, everybody. Hope you are having a wonderful day. But I was at the gym, and I am a big fan. Now, I feel like I've talked about this before in other podcasts, but I am a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of ab rollers. You guys know those ab rollers? If you use an ab roller, I know there's a lot of, people can poo-poo it and all that, but ab rollers are the shiznit. Ab rollers are the jam. If you have great form and you can use ab rollers correctly, life-changing. Great core workout, back workout. It's just everything works. And so I'm that dude, okay? I'm that dude that every day that I'm at the gym, early in the morning with the regulars all out there, I'm that guy with the ab roller. So I pull it out of my bag, I plop it down in the corner where the mats are, and I don't mind anyone using it. Actually, I'm kind of known as that guy that just plops it down. And I got several guys who are like, hey, they wave at me and they say, they point at it. It's like, yeah, go ahead, go use it. And as you can probably imagine, my friends, I end up doing a lot of ab rolling coaching of sorts, because people will do it and they're doing it wrong and they're not using the correct form, and so I end up going over there and informing them that this is how you should do it. And then there's the light bulbs go off and they're like, oh man, that totally works out my core, totally works out my abs, and these types of things. And you might be saying, what, Peter, what are you trying to sell us here? What's the goal here of this ab roller conversation that we're having? Well, today I was at the gym, and there was a guy two dudes that were looking at it and wanting to use the ab roller, and I showed them how to do it, and they were just shocked. And they said, man, how long have you been doing this for? And I was like, probably about a couple years now using this ab roller. And they're like, man, does it really work, if you do it long term? And I told them, I said, absolutely. Okay. If you didn't catch I know guys. I know the joke's a really bad one. I said abdominals. Absolutely. And I paused and I sat there I stood there and I just looked at them, and they both of these two dudes looked at me, and literally it was like blank stares. Like I guess that they were expecting me to say something like absolutely, it helps with your core, it helps with X, Y, and Z, but I just said absolutely.
Nope.
Okay, that joke. They didn't get it. It was one of those weird, awkward moments when your gazes connect, and both of you are just like, "This is really weird. I don't get what's going on." But anyway, so I backed up out of that terrible joke that no one understood at the moment. I hope some of you guys, let me know in the comments below if you thought that was funny. But anyway, I said one of the reasons why I use this ab roller is I'm trying to slow death. That's what I said. I told him, I'm trying to slow death. And lo and behold, I find an article today that talks about want to reduce death risk by 31%. 31%, a new study of 6,710 adults suggests a truly surprising way to reduce death risk. And so, considering I was coming from the gym with this type of weird-ass context and this really awkward moment, and then I saw this article from Inc. About it, I figured I might as well tell you guys about the way to reduce death risk by 31%. That'll be our news article today. Then we're going to go into venture deals for Wednesday. That's right, venture deals. And then we're going to have the final word. So let's get into it, guys. I know that was a really terrible introduction. Probably many of you guys are like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to listen to this podcast anymore. I don't think Peter's actually all that funny, and that was such a terrible joke. It's a good thing he's not in comedy, and maybe it's just a good thing he's just a boob tuber. I don't know. Let's get into it. Wanted to reduce death risk by 31%. This is good. This is good for you to listen to if you're a venture capitalist, you're a founder, or you're the entrepreneur-curious. If you're an entrepreneur-curious individual, you want to slow down death too. A new study of 6,710 adults suggests a truly surprising way. Everyone wants a long life. Could this be a remarkable way to go about it? Absurdly Driven looks at the world of business with a skeptical eye and firmly rooted tongue-in-cheek. Promises of an eternal life in heaven high up and far away can be enticing. Who doesn't want to go to heaven? This life down here, however, has its moments, so perhaps it's worth enjoying it for as long as you can. After all, you still have at least one crazy but imminently sensible to you business idea that you'd like to see realized. And there's the life you'd imagine after you succeeded. You know some of the steps you ought to take. You should eat better, exercise more, and generally try to avoid too many stressful situations. Is there anything else, though, that you can do as the Queen once had it? Keep yourself alive? A new study of 6,710 adults aged 50 and over, published in the British Medical Journal, suggests there might be. And one of the reasons why I'm talking to you guys and reading about this particular article is because as a trained data scientist, this is enough data points to suggest some semblance or some idea that this could potentially be true. What I always find fascinating with any type of research is when they ever say, like, this percentage of people are crazy or this percentage of X is Y. I always look at the data. If you've only surveyed 200 people, your data probably, let's just put it this way. If your data set is low, then your standard deviations will be high. If your standard deviations are high, then your results relatively mean a whole bunch of nothing. But with 6,700 people participating, you know what? It might be worth looking into. So, as with so many academic studies, it is a deeply serious title. It's called The Art of Life and Death, a 14-year follow-up analysis of associations between arts engagement and mortality in the English longitudinal study of aging. Therein lies the clue. It seems that those who participate in cultural activities live longer. That might be it. Those who went to the opera, theater, art galleries, or museums just once or twice a year had an increased lifespan of 14%. Those who went once a month or even once every few months enjoyed 31% increased lifespan during the study's 14-year term. I can already hear you harm with skepticism. Aren't things like the opera, the preserve of the wealthy who, by way, happen to live longer? Opinions are shrilly divided on that. These researchers from University College London anticipated your impressions. Here's how they put it. People who engaged with receptive arts activities on a frequent basis, every few months or so, had a 31% lower risk of dying, 355 out of 1,906 deaths, or 0.69, 0.59 to 0.80, independent of demographic, socioeconomic, health-related, behavioral, and social factors. How then to explain this result? It's so tempting for research to offer absolutes, something researchers themselves are loath to broach. These researchers' speculations, however, hint at some clues. Quote, receptive arts engagement could have a protective association with longevity in older adults. This association might be partly explained by differences in cognition, mental health, and physical activity among those who do not engage in the arts, but remains even when the model is adjusted for these factors. Of course, your idea of the artistic and other people's may differ. In my soul, one of the great movies of all time is Major League. Is this person joking? Major League, really? Does that count? How about clothes of Jean-Paul Gaultier? One of my local museums held an exhibition to celebrate them. What about Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Is that art? I don't know. I don't think that's art. Can that have the same artistic meaning and value as Rubens and Rembrandt? What if a museum decides to hold a Kardashian exhibit? You may choose to conclude it doesn't matter. More importantly, perhaps, is engaging your mind and soul in things outside of your immediate self and letting your whole being be transported to another place. And I think that really, right there, guys, if I can interject, that probably really is the whole idea, is that you're getting outside the norm. You're breaking up the normal behavior patterns of the day. And that's one of the things that any type of trainer, athletic trainer, will tell you, is that if you want to grow, in your athletic prowess, you want to grow in your weightlifting or your cardio or any type of physical activity that you want to improve, you have to shock the system a little bit. And what they mean by that is you can't go to the gym day after day after day and do the exact same routine. Your body becomes normalized to it. It understands that routine and it optimizes your muscles and your body and your breathing and on blood flow and all that stuff. It optimizes it because it knows exactly what the experience is going to be. And so you don't benefit as much from doing the same exercise over and over and over. Consider it the whole idea of the law of diminishing returns, right? And so that's the whole idea. If we want to improve any type of workouts, then we got to shock the system. We got to change it up. And the same idea is true here. You got to change up life. You got to go out, experience the world, go for a walk, get outside the walls. And for me, this is really important because as you can clearly see, look at me. I'm stuck. I'm not stuck. I choose to be here. But I'm in my garage all day, every day. Well, not every, well, almost every day. But it would be easy for me to get sucked into the same schedule over and over and over again. So I go for walks. I go out. I meet with people. I do travel for work too, so that helps. But the whole idea is break up the routine. What do they say here? Be transported to another place. Have your mind think on things that are completely different from anything that you're used to thinking about. That's one of the things that I love about racing. I love about, cars. I love about a lot of the passions and interests that I have in life because they pull me away, which is a good thing. They pull me away from all the coding and the hard work and the content creation that I do and the consulting that I do. And so it gives me different context to think about, stretches my brain, makes me a smarter person, or at least I assume that's what's happening. Let's get back to the article. Of late, science has offered many teasing suggestions as to longer life contributors. The way you walk, for example, or choosing to drink coffee or alcohol. Or, I read a study, and I'm not going to know the numbers or anything like that. But I remember reading a study that if you brush your teeth with the opposite, your non-dominant hand, it actually helps your brain somehow. Thanks, Peter, for that useless piece of information. You're welcome, Peter. Yes, thank you, and you're welcome. There's a little problem with art, however, when it comes to museums and art. There are those who feel they don't have social permission to enjoy them. Social? How do you not have social permission to enjoy it? You either enjoy and appreciate that type of art, or you just don't. I will say, when it comes to many art, statistically, let's just say stereotypical art exhibits, I'm not someone who appreciates those. I don't get a whole lot out of looking at people's paintings. Just not me. I'm a video type of guy. Show me action. Show me someone talking. Help them engage my brain a little bit. That's how my mind works. For some time now, such institutions have tried to attract wider audiences, but this isn't entirely entertained of those lightly snooty demeanor and believe art is their sole preserve. Still, if I had one wish for you in this new year, my friends, it's encapsulated in the words of a truly famous artistic character. May you live long and prosper. Yes, there you go. May you live long and prosper. Well, thanks so much for this article by Inc. I appreciate it. It just reminds us to get out, and we can never be reminded enough. Especially for many of my colleagues and the people that I know that are in corporate work. It's easy to get sucked into the daily grind. It's easy to get sucked into that routine. Break out of it. Take a walk. Try something different. Engage your brain. Actually, speaking of the gym again, There's a guy at the gym that I work. I don't really work out with him, but he's always there. He's a regular in the early morning gym time. And he told me one of his New Year's resolutions this year. One of his New Year's resolutions was to talk with a new person at the gym every time that he goes. Now, when he first told me this, I was a little miffed. And the reason is, because I'm pulling from my context. I'm pulling from my purpose, my ideas around the purpose of gym. And for me, the purpose of gym is to get in, focus, get it done, right? Put in the work, sweat it all off, gain, stay healthy, and get out. I'm not there to talk that much. Yeah, I talk to a couple people, but I'm not there to talk too much. So I was a little miffed. I was like, oh, really? You want to talk? But then he explained it to me. He said, I'm not a very social person, and I want to practice that. And so he said the gym is going to be a great place for him. And we ended up talking for 15 minutes, exercising our mouths while he told me that. But that's a great thing. I'm glad he's doing it. I'm glad he's challenging himself to talk to new people, get out of his shell, right? Exercise his mind a little bit, and become, over time, I'm assuming, a better communicator. So let me know your thoughts on this particular article. Do you believe that getting out a little bit more, maybe even going, I like the way that he put it here, transporting your brain and transporting yourself to another place will increase your longevity in life? Let me know in the comments below. True startup story, guys. You got it. Your company just got seed round financed. Congratulations. You're going to the moon. But now you have to scale. You found great talent out in California, New York, Georgia, and even Eastern Europe. So what communications platform will you be using to ensure your international team is always aligned? Well, the answer is easy. Slack.com for Teams. We've used Slack for all of our previous startups, and they've supported us in tremendous ways. And we want to give them a thanks today for supporting vchunting.com. Did you also know that Slack is a great tool for personal use? Yeah, I use my own personal Slack channel to drop in documents, notes, to-dos, and follow-ups to ensure that my workflow throughout the day is right on course. I promise you, if you try out slack.com for personal use, you'll end up using it for your team as well. Go to slack.com to check it out. Well, welcome back to Venture Daily, the #1 fastest growing daily show in all of venture media. I hope you guys have an opportunity to follow me on Twitter. Make sure obviously you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share it. Help us grow and expand the message of venture capital to the entire world. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. People sometimes ask, what is this all about? The goal? Spread the good news of venture capital, entrepreneurship to the entire planet. No one's doing it that well. People are doing it, but no one's doing it daily. That's why we're #1, guys. So make sure to follow us on Twitter's @AgilePeter. I was tweeting a couple things. Obviously, we just posted the Caitlin Bolnick from OpenView Venture. Great interview. Make sure you check out VC Hunting. We'll go there right now. Go to VC Hunting. Check out vchunting.com. You can see that interview in all its glory. It's awesome. We had a great conversation. I had some great notes. I love what OpenView Venture Partners are doing for the entrepreneurship and founder world. Lots of great stuff there. So check that out. I have to just go over my Twitter thing. If you're not following me on Twitter, guys, you need to be following me on Twitter because I'm always posting cool stuff about what I'm doing. The other day, I was over at Engage VC, hanging out with my man, I have to tell you this story, guys. I have to tell you this story. Like, one of the coolest things, this dude, man. So Daly Irvin is with Engage VC, and by the way, they've now have they've sponsored my race car, guys. I think, and I posted this. On the tweeters. I said, thanks Engage VC and Daly Irvin for supporting founders in the Atlanta area. This might be the first venture capital fund, first VCs in the ATL in Atlanta to support a wannabe race car driver. So make sure you check this out. But one of the coolest things about meeting up with Daly Irvin from Engage VC is that we're like brothers from another mother. We're like cut from a similar piece of cloth. Came in, both red shoes, which, I mean, think about the chances of that happening. Like pure, bright red shoes like these guys. Booyah. Booyah. Something like that. Then, like a similar relationship story, both of us have a pile. We got one of these tattoo rings for our spouses. Both of us washed out college ball players. It was just one of those really weird, kind of eerie but not creepy, not creepy meetings with just another really cool dude that was literally vibrating at the same level that I was vibrating at, and it was just a really cool conversation. So that's what I'm talking about. What was the point of all this? Get out, go meet people, hang out at different places, have fun conversations that stretch your mind. Daly and I spent like 2 hours sitting down talking about the world of venture capital, founders, and all sorts of stuff. It was just great. So check me out on Agile Peter on Tweeters. Obviously, go down in the show notes below. Make sure that you check out our daily newsletter that we launch every day from 6 to 10 p.m. of sorts, every Monday through Friday. But let's get into our venture deals for January 15, 2020. We want to know where the money is going, where the money is flowing. Big ID, a New York-based developer of security software products for personal data protection and privacy, company raised $50 million in Series C funding from Tiger Global. Congratulations. Orchard, previously known as Perch, a New York-based home buying marketplace, raised $36 million in funding. Navitas led the round and was joined by investors including FirstMark. Ride Health, a New York-based provider and coordinator of transportation patients, raised $6.2 million in seed funding. Active Venture Partners led the round. Juro, a London-based contract management platform, raised $5 million in Series A funding. Union Square Ventures led the round. Not bad. I'm just realizing that this is making a lot of noise, guys, so I need to fix this thing. Ripple Science, an Ann Arbor, Michigan-based developer of web-based software for health sciences, raised $2.5 million in funding. Investors included Dundee VC, Mercury Fund, and Springtime. Congratulations. Onco Lens in Atlanta. Ooh, we hit it, guys. We did it again. We got more support, more companies coming out of Atlanta. Ripple Science, Onco Lens, an Atlanta-based developer of cancer treatment planning software solutions, raised $2.5 million in pre-Series A funding. BIP Capital led the round. Well, we're going to click on this because you guys know, coming out of Atlanta, we always like to support Atlanta startups because I believe that Silicon Valley is past its heyday. Silicon Valley is past its prime, guys. So now it's time for places like Atlanta, my hometown, to be on a come up. Here we go. Onco Lens, empowering a new generation of cancer centers. Big deal. One of my good friends, his wife works at the cancer research place. I don't even remember what it's called, but always good work. Always good work. Crush that cancer, guys. Get rid of it. Eradicate it. That's the goal. Televet, an online platform that connects veterinary clinics to their existing clients, raised $2 million in seed funding. Dundee Venture Capital co-led the round. Another Dundee. Televet. Is this how you can see your mung, your dog, your cat? Connect with your clients. So, it's how veterinarians can connect with people and their pets. Ah, cool. I didn't know that was a service that people cared about. Insight Partners will acquire Armis, a Palo Alto, California-based company focused on enterprise IoT security. Under the terms of the agreement, Insight will acquire the company for cash money.
Smoke weed every day.
Colony Capital invested $185 in DataBank, a Dallas, Texas-based provider of enterprise-class data center connectivity and managed services. Not bad. Care Advantage, a Bell Health Investment Partners portfolio company, acquired Amazia Home Care, a Leesburg, Virginia-based provider of non-medical home care services. Trinity Hunt Partners acquired a majority stake in DataPrize, a Rockville, MD-based IT management service provider. Surge Private Equity acquired Norris Training Systems, a Texas-based provider of training hosting services. And last but not least, Busy Bee. I've heard of them. Busy Bee Cleaning Services, which is backed by Surge Private Equity, acquired Reyes Cleaning Services Corp., a New York-based cleaning services company. Well, there you guys go. These are the venture deals for January 15th, 2020. We always want to know where the money is going and where the money is flowing.
Did you know that there's even more value than just audio or video? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at VC Hunting, and make sure to sign up for the VC Hunting newsletter, where you'll be able to get weekly news on venture capital, startups, founder stories, and the occasional wisdom extracted from Peter's brain. Go to vchunting.com to sign up. And now, back to the episode.
Oops. All right, well, in today's final word, I may look like I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, but I'm actually not even really here. And if you survived this long, hit me up on Twitter and ask me where I am. And maybe I might be in your area. Actually, I'll just tell you, I'm in Arizona, guys. I'm in Arizona right now. Now, it doesn't look like it because I'm doing this a day ahead or so. Woo-hoo. But if you're out in Arizona, hit me up. Hit me up because you're getting this video early. Hit me up. Let me know if you're out there. If you want to meet up, hang out. If you're a venture capitalist, if you're a founder, or you're the entrepreneur curious, let me know if you're out in the Tucson, Arizona area, and maybe we can hang out for food, drinks, or whatnot. I got some work out there. I got some agile work. I'm doing some agile work out there. So if you want to hang out with me, let me know, guys. Let me know. I'm going to be traveling a lot more this year to different locations, so I'm going to be using the third segment of my daily show to give announcements to these types of things as they come about. I will get better, because I had thought about this earlier. I will get better at communicating this earlier, so if I'm traveling out to an area like SFO, LA, New York, those are generally the places I'm at. I'm often also out in Texas a lot, Colorado a lot. So if I'm ever out in these areas, I'll try to do a better job on my newsletter to let you guys know where I'm going to be, so that if you guys want to hang out, meet up, snap some photos, talk about what's going on in your life and in your startup or your venture capital firm, or you just want to get to know me and me to get to know you better, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at AgilePeter, or you can always join our daily newsletter and just hit reply and type in a message out, and I will get that directly from Summer. She's our admin. She's awesome. So she'll forward that right on to me. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful day today. I'm going to have a great day out in Tucson doing some agile work with some great people out there. So we'll see you next time, or I'll see you live. Who knows, guys? Peace out.